My name is Satish. I I'm a data professional with about 18 years of experience in information technology. I have worked as a data architect, data engineer, MLOps engineer, DevSecOps engineer, and I'm a certified trainer from Microsoft and AWS. In this particular session, I'm going to introduce you guys to a service on AWS called as Amazon EC2 instance, and we'll discuss about features of Amazon EC2. Let's see what is Amazon EC2 is all about. All right, Amazon EC2 instance. Now, Amazon EC2 instance provides scalable computing capacity, or we can also call it as a resizable computing capacity. I'll explain you why we call it as a rescalable computing capacity in a little bit later. Okay, scalable computing is the key word here. So Amazon EC2 provides scalable computing capacity. Where it does provide? It provides on the AWS cloud, because Amazon EC2 is a service on AWS cloud. So with the help of EC2 service, we can provide virtual machines to do the computing, and the virtual machines are elastic. That means we can increase the size or decrease the size. Now with the help of EC2 instance, it eliminates you to need to invest in hardware upfront. No need to purchase any physical server, or no need to pay anything upfront. Okay, so that means the capital investment is absolutely zero. So with the help of this EC2 instance, we can deploy the applications very faster. Okay, now it eliminates the need to invest in the hardware. So capital investment, CAPEX, is zero. Okay. Now EC2 helps you to deploy the applications faster. Now you can launch how many our virtual missions that you require with the help of EC2 instance. You can start with one and you can go to 1,000, 2,000. How many number of servers that you require? There is no limit for that, and you can pay after you use. Okay, and you can configure. It's just not creating virtual missions. You can also configure security. You can also configure security, and you can, as I told you, that if there is more load, you can increase the number of virtual machines. Okay, now EC2 instances, let's say you have purchased 10. Now my application load is increasing, so you can increase from 1 to 100 within minutes of time. Okay, or let's say you want to decrease from 100 to 10. If there is no lead, you can decrease that. Okay, either you can increase or decrease the number of virtual machines. Now the term that is used with Amazon to create a virtual machine, it is called as EC2 instances. Okay, if you want to create the virtual computing environments on virtual computing environments is basically called as an instance. Okay, so because it is we are using EC2 service to create instance, you can call this as EC2 instances. So EC2 instance means, or simply we can call it as a virtual machine on AWS cloud. All right, now AWS provides some pre-configured AWS provide pre-configured templates. Now what this template has? Typically, these templates will include operating systems plus some additional software. Okay, so when we select a template, when you're creating a virtual machine, whatever the template, whatever operating system it has, it can be a Linux operating system, Ubuntu operating system, a Windows operating system, or Red Hat Linux, plus whatever software that has, you can see that operating system and that particular software in the instance that is created. So AWS provides this pre-configured templates, and this EC2 instances comes with different CPU, memory, different configurations of CPU, memory, and they can be part of different networks in AWS cloud itself. Okay, so all this refers as, so now let's say there are different instance types. We'll discuss about instance types in next lecture. Okay, this instance supports different workloads. Okay, now let's say if you want to develop a gaming application, you might have to use a different type of instance. If you're hosting a web application, you have to use a different types of instance, right? So there are different types of instances with different CPU configurations, with different memory, and they can be there in different networks. All right, and AWS gives you an option called when we are creating a EC2 instance, we can also create something called as key pairs. Now, what is a key pair? AWS, to make sure that the EC2 instance that we created, uh, if you want to log into that, we have to have a secure login information for your instances, and that can be established with the help of key pairs. A key pair will have two keys. One key is called as public key, another key is called as private key. So the public key is owned by the AWS, and the private key is owned by us, or we can say the user, whoever creates that, he owns the private key. Public key will be there with AWS. So whenever you log into the instance, you need to give AWS this private key, and it will match with the public key that AWS holds, and then it will allow you to log into that particular AWS instances. Okay, so now AWS also gives you an additional storage to the instances, which is called as EBS. EBS stands for Elastic Block Storage. Okay, now EBS, you can simply refer them as persistent storage volumes. You can simply refer them as persistent storage volumes. So with the help of this EBS, you can increase the storage capacity of particular EC2 instances. All right. Now, AWS also provides you a security by creating something called as security group. Okay, you can create security group, and in the security group, we can define firewalls. Okay, you can define, or instead you can say that you can define firewall rules inside a security group, so we can specify what rules this particular if we want to access the EC2 instance. Now AWS gives an option which is called as security group. Inside the security group, we can define firewall rules. This firewall will enable you to specify protocols, ports, and source IP ranges that can reach your instance. That can be mentioned in the security group. Now we can also create static IP addresses, or you can say we can assign static IP address, or else we can create an elastic IP address, Okay, elastic IP address is a public IP address which is static. All right, and we can also create tags and assign the tags to the EC2 resources. So it will be easy for us to understand. Once you get the bill, you can understand for which resource how much it has cost. So these are the some of the features of EC2 instance. All right, let's summarize. With the help of a service called as EC2, AWS allows us to create virtual machines. These virtual machines uh, helps us to deploy the applications faster, and it eliminates the need for you to invest in the hardware. Now, we can also configure security, and we can increase the number of EC2 instances and decrease the number of EC2 instances. Now, EC2 instances provides virtual computing environments. AWS provides you with pre-configured templates. Now, EC2 provides CPUs, memories, and networks and different types of instances. We can manage security with the help of key pairs, and we can increase the volume size of an EC2 instance with the help of EBS. We can define the security or firewalls rules in security group, and we can create static IP or elastic IP addresses, and we can tag the resources. All right, so we will, in the coming chapter, we will create EC2 instances, and we will see all these concepts in practice. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. You guys have a good time.